Why are people leaving Portland, Oregon? Because they are leaving. And they're not just leaving for other states, they're leaving for other counties that are in our surrounding area. See why people think Portland's become a complete dystopia. See the reasons that people have left, see where they're moving, and watch to the end to see why I left Portland proper. If you are thinking of moving to Portland, Oregon, this is a great video to see if Portland itself is a good place to move, or if there's a county out there that might fit you and your lifestyle a little bit better. Welcome back to the channel. I am in the heart of the Lents neighborhood in Portland. I'm Tim Jackson, your Oregon and Washington realtor. Today we're going to go over first why people are leaving Portland, Oregon. I've been born and raised in this city. I really love it. I went to the Boys and Girls Club just down the road here growing up. I definitely know where Portland's been and where it's going. We're going to get into some statistics of where people are moving and why, and stay tuned to the end because this video is just going to be full of reality of what's actually happening. You know, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just here to tell you where people are moving other than Multnomah County. We're going to cross the street here without getting hit. And I'm going to show you just what is happening in Portland, Oregon. You know, Portland was a destination city for the longest time, and to a lot of extent it still is, but there's not a lot of people within Portland staying in Portland. Most people that are selling in Multnomah County are getting out of it, and there's a lot of people that live in the tri-counties that are moving up to Washington as an example. It's really why I got my license up there. Was I just noticed a lot of my friends wanted not only the tax ramifications but the livability. There's just a lot of reasons that people have started to step away. I got a few comments in one of my more watched videos about not really showing what Portland's really like when I was downtown. And I mean, you can see around me that there's a lot of camps in Lents. East Portland was definitely hit hardest by COVID, and so there's definitely a lot of the struggle hit these neighborhoods. I lived in Brentwood, Darlington from 2018 to 2023, and I moved myself. I mean, you can see just camps behind me. There's people that struggle with addiction. COVID hit hard, and with those people struggling brought all sorts of problems. It also brings in people that are going to commit property crimes. Portland's got like double the property crime compared to the national average. And so for those people that want to live in like a livable area, they want to raise a family, they want kids in the school, they want to go walking in a park without stepping on the needles. I mean, it's just not a place where people are still moving to with their families. However, it is a tale of two cities, and we're going to get into why that is. So it's a tale of two cities because if you ask basically anybody if Portland is better than it was 10 years ago, there's probably going to be a resounding no. That's just the facts. But if you ask anybody if Portland's better than it was 2 years ago, most people are going to say yes. And this park at Laurelhurst is living proof. This used to be completely overrun with tents, and now there is a pickleball course, a skate park. This is just living proof that Portland is overcoming, improvising, adapting. So I don't want to just cast the entire baby out with the bathwater. We'll also get into some statistics of who from Portland is moving where, because we can break it down super specifically. Let's walk over to this skate park. I mean, it was a very smart move, and I think it's a little bit of we just came from Lents, which is perhaps the most ghetto neighborhood in all of East Portland. Laurelhurst is probably one of the richest, and you can see this play out in the fact that smart money is coming up with smart solutions, and the rest of Portland's kind of getting thrown out, kind of cast out and forgotten to a certain degree is how a lot of people have felt. This is pretty sick though. Skate park shut down, and it kind of helped stop the massive camps that were going on here. There was a lot of gunshots, fires. Man, this is cool. This looks like a bike pump. So you've got a really creative solution to a problem that was, I mean, if you walk through the Laurelhurst neighborhood, you're gonna see a lot of $800, $900, $1 million plus homes. You easily have homes even hitting into the 2 million. So So this was a great solution to really keep the livability there. But like I was saying, it's something that the community that has the money, the old money in Portland, has come up with the creative solutions to protect their own. I was living in Brentwood, Darlington, and I never saw those creative solutions coming. I just always saw the problem passing on to the next person. And I always saw like them just kind of moving the camps, and then the camps would take up residence somewhere else. There was never quite the same level of creative ingenuity going on here. And so this would be really cool to see throughout the city while still providing the services needed for those that are struggling. I think it would answer a lot of the questions. Now, as you can see from this chart here, that most people that are moving in the tri-county, really the 4 counties of Washington, Clackamas, Multnomah, and Clark, most of them are moving to Clark. I mean, these are all the counties in all of the Portland metro area. And just look how many people are moving into Vancouver. Tons of new construction, tons going on there. And this chart here, this one's more important. It shows you those who are moving there, their income level. It's only people with 100,000 or more that are truly flocking to Clark County. And you can actually see that since 2019, people that are making 50,000 or less are moving less to Clark County because it's created this price dichotomy. I had some clients that sold a home with me in Gresham, and it was acreage property, a 3,000 square foot home with a shop. And the price they got for the listing was paled in comparison to what they paid for a similar property up in Ridgefield, because the desirability of Clark County is just taken off. The old money that once lived and thrived in Laurelhurst, Ladd's Addition, Westmoreland, Selwood, a lot of those people have taken their money and said, you know what, I'm going to a different county. I'm going to Clark, I'm going to Clackamas, I'm going to Washington. But there's still signs of the old money putting up a fight here. You've seen the skate park and the pickleball courts, and you can see that people still care about the livability of where they live. They don't want to see it overran by gunshots, violence. They don't want to see it overran by needles on the ground. They don't want to see it overran by just a depressing apocalyptic vision. They want to be able to enjoy where they live and to raise their kids there in safety. And so some of it has caught up with people where they're like, man, we didn't realize it was going to get this out of hand. And really that leash got let off in 2021. That's when it got the worst, which is really why you would hear a lot of people say Portland was a lot worse a couple years ago. But you might hear them saying that Portland was nowhere near what it was 10 years ago. Now the question of if it's coming back is really like where the debate starts. And so the statistics really show you what people have done over the last few years, but where Portland goes from here is anyone's guess. I mean, Rene Gonzalez is a city commissioner that's running for mayor, and some people have said that he's made really positive changes. But right now the data shows you that people are fleeing Portland like never before. And so hopefully the exodus slows down. We're going to be getting these numbers, and obviously if you subscribe here, you're going to be getting all of that info straight to your inbox, straight to where your subscription. You're going to be able to see it immediately. I am always going to be taking a pulse. I will always be going to downtown Portland. I will always be going into these neighborhoods. You're seeing fresh content right here, right now. So yeah, definitely subscribe. If you're looking to purchase a home in Multnomah County, Clackamas County, Clark County, you don't know what's right for you. I mean, right now, because of all the issues in Multnomah County, there are some really good deals happening in Portland. And as people are fleeing, if there is a correction the opposite way, then you're definitely going to be able to take advantage of that. So we're going to continue walking through this beautiful park. This is Laurelhurst Park. Oh, what a beautiful day. Let's forget about what's happening in Portland. Let's forget about where people are going. Let's forget about the numbers for a second. Let's just watch a quick montage of what Laurelhurst Park brings you. Hi, buddy. Hi. If you're thinking of moving to Portland or any of its suburbs, then leave me a text message right here, give me a phone call, leave an email. I can help you find a home like a Californian who moved up from Los Angeles and found them this lovely Rummer home. Or somebody that moved from England and I found them this brand new construction in Estacada. Or another Californian who moved up and bought this brand new construction in Ridgefield where they're putting in a Costco and an In-N-Out burger. I also had somebody call just last week, a viewer just like you, and she actually lives in Clackamas County, and she's getting ready to gear up and make a move to Clark County, which is up in Washington. She saw that I was licensed in Oregon and Washington. So being licensed in both states, I can definitely help anybody that's moving out of state or moving within states. Okay, well, you guys know me. I've always got to be honest and tell you the direct truth about how I am feeling, and I've always got to go to the nicest places of Portland when I tell you why I left, because when I tell you why I left, I'm going to give you kind of three main reasons, and not all of it's that I just up and left Portland and I'm done with it. I actually kept my first home, which is just a charming 1909 bungalow, and we have some friends renting it, and there's enough people that are reactionary, knee-jerk about what it's like to be not only a homeowner, but for me, I'm technically a property investor in Portland, and they've said, oh, the landlord laws and all that are gonna kill you. I don't think that's true. There's been a massive overreaction there. I know a lot of my clients have bought in Portland and have rented to roommates, to tenants. There's never been that issue. That's definitely massively and largely overblown. There's definitely nightmare cases. And there's definitely an argument to be made that you got to watch out for those laws because they're not always in the favor of the landlord for sure. But we moved to Clackamas County, we moved to Milwaukee last year, and we actually moved as we noticed Portland getting a little bit better. But really for us, we have kids, and there was just one time where we were getting our kids in the car and one of them almost stepped on a needle. There was occasions like that where we just said, is this really worth it? We got tired. We were living in, if you remember the beginning of the video, we weren't living too far from there where there were a lot of tents. There were still a lot of camp areas. There was still a lot of transient. It felt still like living in a dystopian. And so it just kind of became a little bit overwhelming, and it really affects your mind space. When you're living in a neighborhood like this, sure. And when you're able to get out and be in spaces like this, it's definitely gonna help. But that was one of the reasons, was definitely the kiddos. Another one was just the taxes. You guys have seen a lot of the tax charts I'm gonna share. Here's a chart showing that Portland pays the highest tariff on drinking water. Even though we have plenty of water in the area, it makes no sense. Here's a comment that I found on Reddit, kind of tearing Portland apart for like, why should you be surprised that people are moving to Clark County? Like, of course they are. The taxes in Vancouver are just so much nicer on you. Portland as a city is the highest taxed city for like the level of income. So like New York gets taxed higher, but they also make more. So Portland, relative to what people make, is taxed the highest out of anywhere in the US. It's definitely not true for Clark County. There's a reason people are moving up there. They like the light tax burden. They like the fact that property taxes are lower. There's no state income tax. There's not all these levies and measures that are getting passed every other week saying do this, do that, and then there's no accountability. Quite frankly, a lot of it's come down to the ridiculousness of Portland city government, of the utility companies doing these really stupid things and then not following up with it. Just money misspent. People don't like misspending money. That's just kind of a human principle. I mean, if you like misspending money, I guess leave a remark in the comments about why it's fun when you're on vacation, but not when you're trying to make a living in a city, right? Clackamas County taxes are better than Multnoma's. They tack a lot of things on your income when you're living in a city. People don't realize that the state taxes are not the only thing. There's local city taxes, there's county taxes. I mean, there can be taxes for Multnomah County levies a lot more taxes than Clackamas County, I'll tell you that much. And I've seen the difference noticeably within our own budget. Obviously, inflation's really caused everybody to be looking at the numbers and to really like follow close. When there was free money going around, of course we could make all of these poor decisions. But as inflation's gotten higher, food's like twice as expensive as it was a few years ago. People are really looking at the bottom dollar now. So really the third reason that we made that move is just the school districts. Sure, if you're living in a place like Laurelhurst, if you're living in a place like Eastmoreland, if you're living in a place like Selwood, or if you're living in the West Hills, then sure, you're probably going to get thrown into a pretty good school district, especially on the west side. If you're in Beaverton, which isn't Multnomah County, it's Washington. But if you're on the west side, anywhere west of the Willamette, you're typically going to get thrown into a really good school system. But that comes with serious moolah. So Vancouver, Clark County specifically, is a reason that people will move at an affordable price point. I mean, affordable is really becoming, these are people that are making more than $100,000, so affordable is kind of relative there. But they're people that are probably dual income, they've got kids, and they're making enough to justify the move up to get decent schools. We moved on to Clackamas. I mean, I graduated from Clackamas High School and in 2011, so I definitely know that the North Clackamas School District's really good. Lake Oswego, West Lynn, Clackamas High School, the new Adrian Nelson High School's excellent. People will move there. But you don't hear great things, especially, and we're going to emphasize this point, is that if you are out in the forgotten land of East Portland, you're going to get forgotten about. So it's a great place to live if you're like single, or maybe you're just kind of up and coming. You don't have a ton of kids. Sure, a lot of people will move there for that reason. But I know some friends that are stuck out there because their income hasn't come up quite to the level they want. And they're kind of either stuck out in Gresham or East Portland, and they only make a certain amount. And when they look at Clackamas County, Washington County, or Clark County, they're like, I'm priced out already. So there are kind of some prisoners of war, as much as I hate to say that. Anyways, this has been a great video. I hope that you learned something new here. Again, we are always going to come at you with the truth here. We're not going to mince around our words. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, what's happening, and where I think it's going to go. Subscribe, sign up for that headhunters list if you are looking to move to our area. Watch this video next, and I'll see you next week.